I gotta admit, Reddit makes me laugh sometimes. Fucking moderator kiss asses, but I'll still laugh. One of them said I sound like a villain from a CW show. I like that one. But it's all true, you know. Another shout out to Forrest. Another shout out to Lefty Pole, the only board that has figured out that I was right all along. You know, I mean, I'm always right, but it's nice to hear it once in a while. You know, because it gets exhausting. Everyone else being wrong means stupider than you. And yes, stupider is a word. Look it up. It's in the dictionary. That's proper English. Even though I know 7 languages, so you know, just saying, not trying to brag or anything. Point is that you know, NPCs have the same dialogues over and over again, and we know that gets tiring. We all know that. You know, and I'm sure a couple of you wondered, you know, how I deal with it, knowing that they say the same shit over and over again, and do I have an answer for all of it? Of course I have an answer for all of it, because again, I'm always right. So, like, when they say something like, you can't threaten moderators. Oh, moderators aren't a protected class. I'm not a hate group. I'm not even a group. But let's say the fucking you know, Southern Poverty Law Center wanted to define me as a hate group. Hate against who? What? For what reason? You know, you can't hate group against criminals. Criminals are not a protected race, gender, identity. You know, when I say moderators need a bullet between their head, who defines a moderator besides themselves in that juncture? Because if you're not committing the crimes that would associate you with being a moderator, what do you have to worry about? Nothing. I've even done that before. I've, you know, had the wrong info and, you know, found somebody that wasn't a moderator. I apologize to them. Buy them something to eat, you know, something, you know, because they're not a moderator. Not my problem. I'm sure they're a nice guy. I'm sure they go to work. I'm sure they have kids and family and, you know, and they love them and all this bullshit. Not my problem. They probably do commit crimes, you know, but since they're not a moderator, I don't care. And their crimes are not that important to me. Which brings us to our second point, that, you know, people think it's a stupid idea, that like, it's not that important. But if you think law is important, if you think justice is important, if you think equality is important, then you should hate moderators, because by extension, all of those are top priority against moderators. You are never going to be an equal human being as long as someone can moderate you over any little bullshit. You will always be a nigger. Sorry to tell you, that's the way it is. If you believe in the rule of law, and you go to work and you pay your taxes and you follow the speeding laws and all this other bullshit, it would stand to reason that you should go after the guy that has like a terabyte of child porn on his computer and spend 16 hours at least a day doing illegal shit. I would think I wouldn't even have to say that you would naturally want to go after that person because you follow the law. Certainly he or she should have to follow the law. And let's be honest, it's most likely a he. Which is another thing, you know, everyone acts like how much I hate women, but in reality, most moderators, most competent moderators, are men. So, you know, there's a slew of reasons that nothing the NPCs say makes sense. Another thing is that, like, they act like I should worry about law enforcement. Well, that would be kind of stupid on law enforcement's part, and frankly, the government isn't as dumb as you are. If some guy is for free taking the time out to, you know, collect data on people and send it to them and make their job 10 times easier, and they get to forego all those, you know, responsibilities and red tape of can't do search and warrants and things, and they got some guy more than willing to do it, they're not going to argue. They're not going to argue about the free resource to, you know, capture some of these guys for free. They're not going to do it. That'd be really, really dumb, and they'd be shooting themselves in the foot. And on top of that, you know, as much as it might irk them that it only applies to moderators, you can't argue with free. Nope. I only want to do this to moderators. So, regardless of whether you think it's crazy, regardless of whether you think it's not that big of a deal, I don't care. If you want justice to happen, if you want certain bad people to go to prison, or at least have the possibility to go to prison, you will cooperate with me and we will go after moderators. Or you don't fucking talk to me. I got better things to do. I can do this myself. I don't need you. So that's it. That's the gist of how I get by day, knowing that people think I'm just some kind of lunatic. Even though the fact that, again, these moderators sit there spending so much time monopolizing you as an individual, and trying to control you and gaslight you and subvert you and sabotage you and libel you. It's amazing to me how they can do all these things and you don't stop to think for 5 seconds. How is this even possible? How is this legal? How is this acceptable? You know, I don't care if it's normalcy. Rape is normalcy. Murder is normalcy. People dying and get raped, and horrible things happen every day. Doesn't mean we accept them as okay, as a necessary evil. You know, that's another thing. When people get so aggravated over stupid shit, but they don't get aggravated over this, you're the fucking ones that are out of your minds. Because there was this guy on our collapse that called me crazy, and I was like, you have a nervous breakdown because it was hot outside. Kill yourself. You know, your priorities are not in order. I know what my priorities are. You might not like them, but my priorities are in order. So everything I do with the calm demeanor of knowing it is the correct course of action. It is the right thing to do, and it puts me on a moral high ground to you. I am superior to you both mentally and spiritually. That's really it.